Hi everybody, I'm Sarah, and there's Chi-Chi, like always, and this is the Big Blue House Homestead. Today I'm going to be working on some small projects, just some little things that I need to get done. Today is the day that I will finally plant my pumpkins. I told myself, before anything else, I have to get out and get those pumpkins in the ground. So what I did was I laid down a big tarp, and I didn't want to deal with all the landscape fabrics and having to put in all the pins, so I just put some boards around the edge to keep it all down in place. And with the area that I've planted, or I'm planting the pumpkins in, it's right next to the spaghetti squash, so I can vine all of that over and all onto the big tarp, and I don't have to worry about the weeds as much. See, I don't do all the landscape fabrics and mulching and hays and all of that all over my garden because I like to do a lot of that weeding by hand. I do have spots that are uncontrollable. If you ever have Bermuda grass in your yard and you try to put a garden into it, well then expect to grow more Bermuda grass than anything else because it is almost impossible to get rid of. So I like to just go through and maintain as much as I can on my own. But I try to do everything as organically as possible as I can in my garden. And with that being said, I only use organic fertilizers, organic pest control, and I really strongly believe in having beneficial insects and birds and other animals, predators, whatever in your garden. I believe that having those in there actually helps with some of the insect issues. Ladybugs eat aphids, frogs eat bugs, birds eat bugs, whole life cycle going on there. But what I'm doing today after I plant the pumpkins, and I'm saying seriously, I'm planting the pumpkins, but after I plant the pumpkins, I'm going to set up a bird area. I have a bunch of flowers that I potted up, and I've spread out a bunch of cardboard already. I moved my bird bath back there. I've already put a basket, a big, large basket out with flowers in it, and I'm going to put the pots around it. I'm going to set up a little table with a little feeding station. Chi-Chi, you all right? But I'm going to feed them, just bird food. Introduce the birds to my garden and keep them in there. And yeah, birds will come through and peck a tomato here and there, or, pick at this and that. But I have a lot of birds that hang out where I grow my Tigger melons on my trellises and my beans and stuff. And I encourage that because they actually take care of some of like the Japanese beetles and some of the wormy caterpillary things that come through and, things of that nature. So I like to introduce birds into my garden because I think that it is one of the easiest pest controls, and anything that gives me less work is better for my garden. I spend a lot of time out there, a lot of work, a lot of effort, and so if I have somebody helping, like a little tiny bird, I'm absolutely wonderfully happy about that. All right, so I also, running out looking for corn, decided to pick up a couple packets of seeds, lemon balm and chamomile. I want to grow them. I haven't done it before. I did do chamomile a long time ago, back in my early ventures of gardening, but I'm trying to start getting back into the herbs really heavy and the medicinal herbs very heavy. What I want to do eventually is have a culinary herb area and then a medicinal herb area. And that way I don't have to worry about putting things in pots. I can let them reseed themselves. I can let them, stay where they need to. And every year they'll grow back, over winter, grow back, all that stuff. But that's not till next year. I focused this year on just getting my garden grown as large as it is. I started 3 years ago at the end of this June. It'll be 3 years on my property, and I put in a garden immediately. And then I expanded it the next year, and then I've expanded it even more this year. I think it's at the size that I want it to be. I mean, I could always use more space and grow more stuff here and there. But I'm just going to be satisfied with what I have, see what I can yield through this large garden. It's a little over 10,000 square feet. And then I make changes next year. But with it all being set into place, I don't have to work so hard next year. Just have to run through with a tiller here and there and, a little bit of stuff, maintenance and change and things like that. Small steps. And then next year I'll work on all the permanent herb areas. I'm going to get some of this chamomile and some of this lemon balm planted today just so I can start to grow some. And I want to understand lemon balm a little bit better. I haven't really grown it before. I know a lot of the uses of medicinal and herbal, culinary, and all of that. I know that stuff, but I've never had lemon balm actually, in my hands growing from seed that I planted. So I'm going to do that. But first things first, I'm going to go get those pumpkins done. I'm going to go get this area finished up. I've got a little bit more mulch to do. I've got cardboard laid down and only maybe a fourth or fifth of it is exposed. So I need to get that covered. And then we're going to go ahead and get these pots moved around. But I want to show you what Brian did. He was off yesterday, and after getting all of the plumbing issues done, he actually built me a chicken brooder for my little baby chickies, because I didn't want to keep them in that little small container anymore, and they needed room to expand. And then you guys are going to laugh at this when you see what I actually put in with them. Okay, no, I haven't cleaned up all the pots and stuff, so ignore all that. But look at that. It's really, really nice. And I gave them furniture. They have all this room to play, and I gave them a chair and a couch. I've always done this. A lot of times my chickens, look at those little guys fighting. But a lot of times when I raise my baby chicks or ducks, they'll actually get up and start laying in all these furniture, and it is so much fun. So I encourage you, if you can get a hold of some doll furniture like this, give it to your baby chicks. They love it. But yeah, they've got so much space in here now, lots of room, and they are happy. All right, so this is the area I'm working with, and I'm going to go ahead and get this all filled in, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. All right, so there it is. I just put out pots this year. I'll eventually make this into an actual bed. I actually bought some bulbs and stuff that I could add to this if it was a bed, but I'll just wait. But for now, it's just going to be a hodgepodge of colorful stuff. You can see I use a lot of stuff that I reuse. I have an old basket that probably could have went to the landfill, but instead I put flowers in it. I've got a tea kettle. I have one of those carafes or whatever you call them, where you pour the tea out the bottom, juice and whatever. I've got that repurposed as well. But it's just going to be a pretty little area, and I really like the mushrooms. I'm glad I finally got those out. It's been years, and I just never had a spot. And eventually, I'll put the bird feed on the white table, and then I'll have the bird bath going, and this will grow and be lush and beautiful with little pretty flowers. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm done for the day. I don't want to work outside anymore. Chi-Chi, it's all right. Stop. He hates shadows from birds. But anyway, I think it's going to be really pretty to have that little bird area. It's going to have a lot of flowers grow up. I planted milkweeds and straw flowers, zinnias, snapdragons, poppies. I mean, there's a whole list. Bachelor buttons, daisies, all kinds of stuff. And it'll all grow up and get really lush and beautiful. And then they'll have butterflies, they'll have bees, they'll have birds. And it'll be really pretty. And those mushrooms are actually lights. They're glass mushrooms, and they have a light inside, and it's solar powered. I've never found a spot to put them out in the yard because nothing has been permanent yet. We keep changing our minds on a lot of stuff. And so this, I want to make a permanent area, and I think that will be really pretty when they light up at night. Give me a little touch of color, just, you know, beauty for the garden. But I don't normally do a whole lot of ornamentals in the garden. I tried that last year, and my UV index is so high, everything just loses color. It all fades. So I try to stick with things that are clear or things that won't fade, and hopefully those mushrooms last a little bit longer than I want them to, because I'm afraid by next year they might not have as much color to them. We'll see. I have some glass flowers that I bought too, and they've already lost all their tone. But I'm not going to put them out there yet. I don't think so. I think I'm just going to leave those in another spot. All right, guys, so thank you for stopping by, and I want to say thank you, a big thank you for all of you that support the channel. I'm reaching almost 100 subs now, and not that I'm trying to brag or anything, but I did this mainly for fun and to socialize and to educate. A lot of the purpose of my channel is just to show you how to grow gardens, and that you can, and then to show that you can cook the produce that you get from your gardens, and how to eat your veggies in different ways. And then I also want to sit there and throw out some ideas and things for reusing and repurposing items on your homestead that most people would just throw away. We try to do not zero waste, but as minimal waste as we can in our home. And so I just want to, you know, help everybody else kind of understand that. And I do want to say thank you to all of you that support my channel. I greatly appreciate it. But I will see you in the next video, and happy gardening. Bye.